we campaigned on an ambitious program of change. The country wanted change, the country needed change, and the country voted for change. And now National is delivering that change. And it is all about getting New Zealand back to the basics, rebuilding the economy, restoring law and order, and delivering better health and education. Getting New Zealand back on track. And what did that mean in practice? Well, let's just take law and order, because we are cracking down. If you're a criminal, we are coming after you. And yes, it's still early days and too many Kiwis are still being victimised by violent offending and retail crime. But I am very proud that our government is ending the era of lawlessness ushered in by Labour and the Greens. And I will speak plainly, because New Zealanders have a right to feel safe. And that right trumps any interest in giving violent and repeat offenders an early release just so that they can continue to prey on our communities. And I'm sick of being told that the real victims are the people who smash into a shop, or peddle meth, or brutally assault mums and dads working in the dead of the night. It couldn't be further from the truth. And I get it, too many Kiwis still have a difficult start in life. And I think Sir Bill English's lasting contribution to our party's philosophy, social investment, should be and will be the guiding light for making those critical interventions we need to turn lives around and to create opportunity. But please don't tell me that the guy brandishing a knife or smashing into a jewellery store is the real victim. And don't tell me the answer is putting them back out onto the streets to continue the campaign of violence and fear and misery. Because no one gets a licence to abuse, to intimidate and to assault your fellow New Zealanders. And so we are cracking down. More cops on the beat, with teams dedicated to shutting down retail crime in Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch. We've ended funding for cultural reports, and now we're bringing in tougher sentences for violent and repeat offenders, with guardrails on judges to prevent soft sentencing discounts. And we're going to put gangs through the ringer, because the last government funded gangs and we are going after them. Yes, banning their patches, but also giving police the tools that they need to disrupt every single layer of gang operations. Shutting down their lines of communication, breaking up public occupations with dispersal notices, and forcing judges to take gang membership into account at sentencing. There's a very good reason why the mongrel mob campaigned against National last year. And it is because we are going after them, and I make absolutely no apologies for doing that. Now, we're also taking action to improve health services on the front line after years of neglect from the previous government. And I am incredibly proud of the decisive action that Dr. Shane Reti is taking to fix the system and to deliver the care that Kiwis deserve. And I want to say I was shocked when Shane told me that there were 2,500 more people in the back office of Health New Zealand. And I think it's become obvious to everyone by now that the last government's health mega merger went the same way as Te Pūkenga or Three Waters. It is a total shambles. And so we've removed the board, we've appointed a commissioner, and now we're getting the focus back on the patients, not the paperwork. And on the front line, we're making the investments that matter the most. More nurses, more breast cancer screening, more counselling services through organisations like Gumboot Friday, more security at our emergency departments, and more funding for up to 26 cancer drugs and other medicines that will help 175,000 Kiwis. And on the economy, I can confidently say that our government is getting New Zealand back on track. And I'm not saying life is easy, because times are incredibly tough. High interest rates have swamped family budgets, even while wages have struggled to keep pace with inflation. And the recession that began more than a year ago continues to grind on, with rising unemployment, the latest sign of an economy struggling to grow. But there are encouraging early signs that we are starting to turn the corner. As Nicola said, inflation is falling fast. It's down to 3.3% from a high of 7.3%. Food prices are falling in annual terms for the first time in 6 years. Mortgage rates are just starting to soften, down 30 basis points in the last 6 months. And I have to tell you, none of that is an accident. And when your mortgage rates comes down and you start to see inflation return to normal, remember the tough choices that we campaigned on together to make that happen. Stopping the wasteful spending, eliminating the red tape, and reducing the costs on businesses, getting government back to the basics so that Kiwis can succeed under their own steam. And it all starts with spending your money as carefully as you would, reducing wasteful spending, shifting money from the back office to the front line, and getting the books under control. And this week, we are delivering personal income tax relief to 3.5 million people. And next, it's about creating economic opportunity, because it's only through a strong economy that we can actually lift incomes and fund the health and the education that Kiwis so richly deserve. And so that does mean yes to roads and rockets. It means yes to dairy farms and wind farms. It means yes to granny flats and student flats. And yes to tourists coming here and Kiwis exporting over there. Yes to everything that we need to do to get this show back on the road. Now, rebuilding New Zealand's economy will be a big job. And in the short term, yes, we need to beat inflation and we need to get our books in order and create the conditions for interest rates to fall. But we know that once that dust has settled, we need to bolster the long-term drivers of growth and prosperity for New Zealand. And that means modern, reliable infrastructure enabling urban and regional growth. It means better connections with the world to enable trade and investment. It means a much stronger focus on research and technology, attracting innovation and driving productivity. It means sensible regulation and robust competition to reduce costs on businesses and improve consumer choice. And finally, the area that I really want to focus on today, it means a world-leading education system equipping our young people with the skills that they need to succeed, to live amazing lives doing whatever they want to do.